So my name is Ryan Wood. I am running for Polk County Supervisor in District 4. My motivations for running, I would say, are one, I just love this area. I grew up in Balsam Lake. I've moved and traveled all around the country and ultimately decided in my 30s that I wanted to move back here, put my roots back down, and this is where I wanted to be permanently. And now I live here with my wife and our 1.5-year-old almost daughter in Milltown. So just the things that this place offers in hunting, fishing, recreation, and just the way of life that there is around here, I love it. So I want to have a good impact on this area that I grew up in and I appreciate. The second is a little different, where I've been approached by people, and this is what has struck me, that our current representation on the county board is doing things to limit public comment, to make sure that it is more difficult for people to provide input and to have an impact on the things that happen within the county board. And I don't think that's the way that that position should be operating at all. I think that public comment should always be welcomed. It should be made easier to provide public comment and to provide input on what our community thinks should happen with all of the decisions that are being made that impact everyone that lives here. And I would like to step in and be somebody who is that representative person. So I obviously have my own opinions on things, but it doesn't matter if that doesn't fit what is for the good of the county or doesn't take into account what other people are saying they think is the best thing to happen in our area. So those are my main motivations for running. I would say the most important issues currently facing Polk County. So again, not ranking things, but bringing up some of the issues. We've got housing. There's plenty of studies that are out there that show that Polk County has a severe lack of housing that affects our economy, that affects, people's day-to-day lives in finding housing and being what they can afford, after they're paying for rent or their mortgage or anything like that. So we've got an issue with housing that has been told to us over and over again, but has yet to be significantly addressed. I'd like to look into that more. We've got attracting and retaining young residents. So I'm 37. I would like to hopefully still consider myself young, but I technically work in California because of all the things that are made available now through technology, and I live in Milltown. So expanding those opportunities for people to do like I did and put down roots here, even though they're working in a metro area somewhere else. Maybe it's Minneapolis, maybe it's East Coast, maybe it's West Coast, doesn't matter. Reproductive health. Recently I've learned about how we've got a couple of positions that were vacated because people left and then they weren't filled. So we've got women and girls who are potentially looking for reproductive health services that are being referred to St. Croix County right now. And that's not practical for them to not be able to go to our county and seek the help that they need. So just figuring out, why are those positions not existing anymore? Should we still be providing those things for people who are obviously still looking for them? Another is things like when the county recycling center came up and it was proposed that we were going to privatize that and lose our public county recycling center. That's something that can't be made on just a snap decision. We need to have research behind that. Is it something wrong with processes? Is it something wrong with budget? Let's look at why the numbers aren't where we want them to be, and then we can figure it out. And then obviously one of the big things that we have going on right now is the CAFO, so the hog farm discussion. I love that townships are coming together and putting together ordinances that fit what they want in our area, the local control thing. So if our villages and townships come together and say, this is what we expect of people who are going to be conducting business in our area, we should be empowering those people. So if they say, if you're going to come in here with this organization, we need to know how you're going to impact our environment, how you're going to impact our local economies, industries. We need to know how you're going to impact, everything that we have that exists right now. How are you going to change or not change that? And then hold them to that standard, where if you say, they provide us that information of, the study or the proof of here's what we are going to do or not do. And then if they don't hold up to that, what is your response going to be? If you do impact our environment negatively, if you do impact our economies negatively, if you do impact our industries and our tourism negatively, what is your response going to be? What is your responsibility? So it's not a matter of just thumbs up or thumbs down. It's going to be, how can we set this up the best way for our county? And then how am I uniquely qualified to address these things? I would say that in my professional life, I have worked with the smallest of businesses down to, mom and pop restaurants with the tiniest of budgets, paper thin. And then I've also worked with some of the nation's biggest banks, state level, as far as, working with their marketing budgets and things like that. As far as project management goes, budgeting, and then completing projects from A to Z, I've got experience in that. So I can handle, the problem solving side of things, the budgeting side of things. But one of the greatest things that I have is just the ability to say, I don't know. So if I don't know something, especially in my sales and marketing days, I can say, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. And I'm going to go to the people who are the experts in that area. And I'm going to say, what can we do to make sure we're making an educated and purposeful decision on this? So rather than saying that I have all the answers, I would like to say that I've got good input on a lot of things, but I can also step back and say, this is where I need the help of an expert in this area or that area. So those would be my qualifications in those areas. Basically just making sure that we're making good decisions and not just putting on the blinders and moving forward with what I want. I can be reached. I would encourage people to reach out to me because I've heard that there are questions from people about what I think about certain things. So I'd love to talk with anybody who has questions. I have a phone number, 612-361-9499. You can text that, you can call that, and I will be happy to talk with you. If I'm in a meeting or anything, I'll call you back. I have an email. It's wood, FOR, Polk County @gmail.com. And then the social media on Facebook, it's wood, 4, Polk County 4 on Facebook. So you can just look up Ryan Wood for Polk County Supervisor. So yeah, honestly, reach out to me if you've got anything that you want to talk about, concerns. I want to work with constituents. I want to work with the town boards. I've already met with Balsam Lake and Milltown. I want to learn from them. I want to hear from everybody. I want to be more representative and be as open as possible with everything. So thank you for having me. And I look forward to hearing from everybody and seeing what we can do. Thank you.